club or coworkers and bundle 10 tickets for only $250 while they last. Good times for a great cause. Call the Humane Society of Otter Tail County for ticket details.
Struggling with employee illness or injury? Minnesota Retain can help reduce turnover and boost productivity with return to work services. Learn more at mnretain.com. The contents of this ad were developed under Grant H421F240147 from the U.S. Department of Education. The department does not mandate or prescribe practices, models, or any other activities described or discussed in this ad. Paid for by Minnesota Retain. Aired by the Minnesota Broadcasters Association and this station.
Spectacular savings event at Northwest Tire. Get a $100 instant rebate on any set of 4-passenger or light truck tires in stock with installation and premium tire coverage. Plus an additional $100 instant rebate when you use the Northwest Tire credit card. Don't miss out on this amazing deal. This offer is valid only through July 31st. Drive to your nearest Northwest Tire locations today and drive away with savings.
Northwest Tire keeps you rolling down the road.
It's Morning Talk on News Talk 1250 KBRF, brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. Now, here's Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop.
Good Tuesday morning. It is, 10 after 9 and a beautiful, it's going to rain and rain some more. And
is it?
Might even have some severe storms later tonight. But
oh, boy.
It's going to be a fun
one. Well, I thought of you about 5:30 this morning.
Oh, yeah.
And it was rocking on our side of the lake.
It was rocking in Fergus.
Was it? We had high wind, a lot of lightning and thunder, and looked to be about 0.3 or so.
That's about what we got in Fergus. There was some reports over by Henning, 0.9 of an inch. There was another report of 0.8. My shoes got so soaked that I'm currently, walking around in my socks, trying to dry my socks and my shoes out.
Okay, well, there you go. Well, and I don't know how, with the wind, the way it was last night, I don't know how accurate that rain gauge can be because it just blows over it instead of into it. So we probably had more rain than that because it rained. It rained hard and it rained for quite a while. So.
There was some over road flooding when I passed Magnuson Park over by the library this morning. So.
That's always going to be NP Park to us, isn't it?
I know, but I knew Al Magnuson really well, so I want to make sure I say Dr. Al.
I do too, and what a great guy.
Yeah, he was my pediatrician when I was a kid.
Yeah, well, he was just the best. So I have to think before I say NP
Just instinctively, I go to NP, but then it's like, no, it's Dr. Al Magnuson Park.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to give him the honor there that
and rightfully so. He was such an important person in Fergus history.
Yep, for sure. Well, it just keeps going on. Not, there's no rest for all of the stuff going on. Not only, I think everything is politics these days. Yeah. And I think you and I talked about Colbert being the late night show on CBS. Yep. Going to be gonzo.
Bye-bye.
Yep. As he will have the show until May.
He just made it way too political.
They're not replacing him. They're just taking the show off altogether. And they're citing financial concerns. Now, there's some background stuff going on that they're buying some other companies and they think the shift in that money is affecting that late night show. For those of you who don't know who he is, maybe David Letterman might ring a bell with you. Yep. He would have been a predecessor.
Yeah, he started the Late Show with his split with NBC, but it just became nothing but just political jargon. Nobody watches it.
Right.
Everybody's just like, I want to be entertained and not yelled at and talked down to.
Well, and then, of course, President Trump has to poke the bear a little bit. And he kind of took a couple of shots at him over, losing the show. And Stephen Colbert didn't mince any words Monday night about his show's cancellation, telling the president off in coarse fashion to audience cheers. During the opening monologue of The Late Show, Colbert dished on what led to CBS's decision to end his show and gave President Donald Trump a few jabs, joking that he won't be holding back now that his show's on borrowed time. He didn't hold back before.
Yeah, he didn't hold back to start off with, which is why his show's on borrowed time.
Yeah, and now Adam Schiff and Elizabeth Warren are demanding to know if CBS is ending Stephen Colbert's Late Show for political reasons. You know what? You were not elected to follow financial decisions with CBS.
No.
You were elected to take care of your constituents. This has absolutely nothing to do with politics.
Well, Adam Schiff is a worthless human to start off with.
He is. Well, and everything has to do with politics. I guess you can't really even make that claim anymore. I don't know if you saw this yesterday, but Hunter Biden did like a 3-hour sit-down podcast with some guy I don't know, and I don't pretend to know all these podcasters because everybody's a podcaster these days. But he covered a lot of ground. It's called the Channel 5 podcast. Are you familiar with that?
No.
No. Spoke with host Andrew Callahan, who I've also not heard of.
No.
For about 3 hours. So I don't know how many people watch this, but it was heavily covered on the national news this morning.
Well, I mean, you're being interviewed by a nobody who's going to let you set the agenda, let you set the questions.
Right. And most of it was bleeped out because he used the F-bomb so many times that they couldn't air it. He said he called out people that sabotaged and betrayed his father, including George Clooney. Well, that's what you get for taking an A-lister from Hollywood and having him be part of your
inner circle.
Oh, my goodness.
Yeah,
so he went after a bunch of people, and he says he dropped the F-bomb about Americans concerned about immigration. He calls President Trump, again, more expletives, a thug who is deporting illegal immigrants to a concentration camp in El Salvador. My guess is that he's not been there to see what the conditions are like. Anyway, he went after everybody, saying that even his own party just...
Who knows how hopped up on
betrayed
cocaine he was when he did the interview.
Well, probably. And he says this, too, that remember that terrible debate performance a year ago, June? He says his father was on Ambien before the disastrous debate with Trump. Now, I would guess that his handlers were smarter than that.
Well, isn't Ambien to put you to sleep?
Yes.
So why would you take a sleep drug before a debate?
Well, often they are saying even the night before, it can linger into the next day. And a lot of people do have that, that happen. But if that's even a potential outcome, why would you give a guy who's about to go on stage to do a presidential debate Ambien?
Then what is the excuse for all the other press conferences and stuff?
Yeah, that's for sure. And the Trump administration and the DOJ signaled a shift in its approach to the Jeffrey Epstein investigation. Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche revealing that he has reached out to Ghislaine Maxwell, who we know now was right-hand girl to Epstein and is in prison.
And still alive.
And still alive, yeah.
They haven't killed her yet.
Nope. And they are gauging her willingness to cooperate with prosecutors. Blanche confirmed Tuesday that under the direction of Attorney General Pam Bondi, the DOJ is now open to hearing what Maxwell might have to offer regarding uncharged individuals who may have participated in Epstein's criminal enterprise. But he reaffirmed the July 6th joint statement issued by the DOJ and the FBI, which concluded that a thorough review of FBI files related to the Epstein case uncovered no new evidence to support charges against additional parties. So basically, we looked through it. Here it is. Here's the pages. Trying to be transparent here. There's nothing, nothing to look at here.
Yeah.
Now, of course, nobody believes anything that anyone says. So, anyway. And with this Mondami guy that is running for mayor of New York. Anyway, there is a New York City Republican councilwoman. She told Fox News, her first name is Ina Vernikov, I believe is how you pronounce her last name. She told Fox News Digital that voters in her heavily Jewish district are absolutely petrified about the prospect of socialist Zoran Mamdani becoming the city's next mayor. This is a guy who wants to globalize the Intifada, she's told Fox News Digital. We've never seen anything close to this in New York City. We have the largest Jewish population in America, and I'll tell you, Jews are telling me they're going to run away from New York City. And Jews have contributed a lot to the city and to this country. And the idea that they are now afraid to live here is unacceptable and unprecedented, really. This has never happened before. So Mamdani has been widely criticized for his anti-Israel positions dating back to his college days. He was born here in the United States. Anyway, when he founded, in his college days, he founded his school's Students for Justice in Palestine. So given the large Jewish population in New York City,
you'd almost think they might want to vote Republican.
I would sure think so.
But they're holding to the D.
Well, you know what? I think they might be scared enough to jump ship. And that might be the case in a lot of cities across this country. I wish it would happen in the Twin Cities, in Minnesota, because, boy, it's looking a lot more like we're going to have the leadership that we do not want in Minnesota. I just never thought Minnesota would go into the tank like California and New York. But we are there and sinking deeper. So
on the bright side, Senator Mitchell has finally announced that she's going to...
she is out.
In 2 weeks, but I love how the fact she's not going to quit immediately. She's going to get 2 weeks more paychecks before.
I suppose. You know, is she going to do prison time over that?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. She hasn't been sentenced yet.
She hasn't been sentenced yet. Her attorney says she'll most likely get the 6-month minimum, and then in Minnesota you'll have to serve 2/3, so she'll be in for 4 months.
Well, anyway, yeah, she should have gotten a little harder slap. But.
Well, the main thing is, everybody knows what she is, and she's booted out of the Senate, and, at least she's got the disgrace that she deserves.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, she'll be leaving in a couple weeks, and I'm glad. It doesn't sound like they had too much hard work finding her guilty.
No, 3 hours.
Yeah.
3 hours is a blink of an eye.
I know. But you look back at that and think how long we've been talking about this and the money that has been spent on that trial. It's ridiculous.
And Senate Minority Leader Mark Johnson said, the Democrats spent the last 15 months protecting her and trying to protect their position of power when it only took a jury 3 hours to realize what Republicans have. Right. And that is, she is not fit to be senator.
Yeah, boy, for sure. Let's see what else we have for you. A commercial airliner pilot, we talked about this yesterday when you were gone, had to execute an aggressive maneuver.
Yeah.
A maneuver to evade a U.S. Air Force B-52 bomber. And this is kind of right in our neighborhood.
Minot.
Minot, North Dakota. The SkyWest flight from Minneapolis, St. Paul was cleared to land when the pilot spotted the B-52 bomber and was instructed to go around. The B-52 was participating in a flyover of the North Dakota State Fair at the same time. So the B-52 bomber looks like the guy who was in the wrong here. And this pilot from SkyWest, which is a Delta-operated airliner, he saved the day. I mean, he did what he needed to do to get the heck out of the way.
At least he was paying attention.
Yes, exactly. And people on the flight were saying it was a little scary because all of a sudden, when you're flying and all of a sudden you make this serious hard turn and lift. Yeah. She said it was pretty scary.
And they said the pilot's like, well, once we safely land, I'll explain what happened.
Yeah. It's we're good. Nothing's wrong here. I'll explain as soon as I get this plane on the ground, which I thought was
Really good, really professional.
Very professional. Yeah. So way to go, Delta and
SkyWest.
SkyWest. Yeah. All right. Over 5.2 million above-ground swimming pools sold in the United States and Canada in the last 20 years are being recalled following 9 reported drowning deaths. The recall includes Bestway, Intex Recreation, and Polygroup pools sold by major retailers since 2002. I know Bestway is a brand that is sold at Walmart.
So is Intex. We've got an Intex.
Okay.
We got an Intex pool.
Okay. The pools have compression straps that could allow small children to access the water unsupervised, posing a drowning risk. That doesn't really sound like...
I mean, I'm looking at our Intex pool, which might have that.
Okay.
You'd really have to, try to get it with those straps and get your leg between the straps and the bar. But if your pool's inflated, you shouldn't really be enough.
Yeah.
The big thing is have your pool supervised.
Right.
Have a cover on it.
That's what it
Keep
all
the
comes down
ladder.
to. But I bought something as a Christmas gift. This was not this past Christmas, but another year ago. So what does that make it? 24?
Yep.
Anyway, I am just now getting notifications practically daily that these are unsafe and you need to discard them immediately.
Wow.
And it was one of those tabletop, like little fire table, but it's just a little rectangular one that just sets on top of your table. You can use it indoors or out.
I guess it's a fire hazard.
It's a fire hazard. I'm like, well, no kidding. You light the thing up. But anyway, I had thought that was pretty funny. And they said, you ditch them, you can send them back. And I thought, oh yeah, like I'm going to go to all that trouble for, probably a couple $100 in all the ones together that I bought. But anyway, it's a fire table. Yep, it's going to have fire. It could catch fire. Oh boy. Coming up on 9:30, break for the markets. We're back with more on Morning Talk.
And when we come back, we'll talk about the city of Fergus Falls naming its next chief of police.
Okay, sounds great.
Back with more Morning Talk with Mary Dolan and Dave Bishop. Brought to you by Pioneer Care and Fergus Falls Monument Company. After the markets on News Talk 1250 KBRF. Depend on it.
Minnesota Motor Company in Fergus Falls has the perfect Buick vehicle just waiting to take you on your next summer road trip. From the full-size Buick Enclave to the sporty Buick Envista, they have the perfect Buick for you. Minnesota Motor has made price reductions to many of the Buicks on the lot. So now is the time to contact their sales team and get you into a new Buick. Buick, exceptional by design. Minnesota Motor. South Pebble Lake Road, Fergus Falls.
Did you know you can have high cholesterol without any symptoms? High LDL or bad cholesterol can have a big impact on your cardiovascular health, increasing your risk of a heart attack or stroke. Reduce your risk by knowing your LDL cholesterol level and working with your doctor on a treatment plan. Lowering your LDL cholesterol today can help you enjoy a healthier tomorrow. Visit the American Heart Association at heart.org/LDL to learn why lower is better.
There's lots of gear to help you fish, but make sure you pack your guides in your tackle box. Listen to Todd and Phil from PT's Guide Service during Gone Fishing, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Gone Fishing helps you land more fish by letting you know the techniques that are working on area lakes. Listen in as PT's Guide Service shares a boatload of experience. Gone Fishing can be heard right here every Friday afternoon at 5:25, presented by Frontier Marine and Power Sports. Listen in this Friday and let people know you've gone fishing.
Wherever you're going, we're going to the Otter Express.
Did you know Otter Express offers preschool transportation? Sign up now at otterexpress.com and submit by August 1st. Hurry, seats are limited, so don't delay.
We're available to all 998-3002. Just give us a call. Wherever you're going, we're going to the Otter Express.
Welcome
Welcome to your field. The weather is perfect. The soil is perfect. The seedlings are perfect. Enjoy your relaxing day.
We all know that's not farming. That's fantasy. It takes grit and hard work to do what you do. Dynagrow Seed is bred and tested for your reality with a proven history of success in your area year after year. Dynagrow Seed. For real. Visit seedyoucantrust.com.
KBRFradio.com is your online home for News Talk 1250 KBRF. You'll find the latest in local and national news, plus sports, and you can podcast or stream live. That's at KBRFradio.com.
Get the latest in ag information and market updates with the Red River Farm Network. Monday through Friday, News Talk 1250 AM KBRF. Depend on it.
Good morning. Market update time here on the Red River Farm Network. I'm Tyler Donaldson. Grains markets starting out today's trade a bit mixed with wheat up, corn and soybeans down. Abbott Futures market analyst Ron McDaniel says the mixed grain trade today is following the latest crop progress report.
USDA came out with their weekly condition rating, kept corn unchanged at 74. Midwest states, the big corn producers, got better. And then around the fringes, Colorado, Carolinas got worse. So we ended up staying the same. But, you know, your big states like Illinois gained 2 to 70. Keep in mind that 65% is trend line, so Illinois is getting better. Minnesota and South Dakota at 77%, good to excellent, improved 3. So we're improving it, and Nebraska at 78. Who'd have thought that a month ago? And so the rains continue to flow through those areas.
Cattle markets trading lower today.
Demand is good. Supplies are tight. I think we're going to chop around. We're still trading at a discount. And then keep in mind that the USDA in its outlook does think we keep this premium in the high 220s for Southern Plains cattle right through the end of the year. So we'll see if that maintains itself. Not much going in the pork other than liquidation of open interest. I think we're keeping in it. We're definitely worried about tariff policy with Mexico. This Lutnick, the Treasury Secretary, is talking about definitely going to rethink the U.S.-Mexico-Canada deal. Now, the administration invoked this in its first term, changed the North American free trade. I don't know what they're going to change, but anything that would hint that going after Mexico is a threat to our pork export industry.
This is the Red River Farm Network.
Here's the latest from CHS Ag Services. Sales agronomist Jason Nordling with us. Jason, what do we do to protect this corn crop from disease, particularly some of the moisture we've seen this season?
Yeah, I'd say the main fungicide that should be on your mind for corn this time of year would be Veltima. So it would be a fungicide by BASF. So you got some offensive racehorse corn hybrids, corn on corn acres, or some damaged fields with some of the wind and hail we've been getting. It's going to give you a good added plant health benefit. Yeah, so it comes with 2 active ingredients. It's got a group 3 and a group 11. I'd say some of the common corn diseases it's going to control is gray leaf spot, northern corn leaf blight, common and southern rust, a bunch of other things. Tar spot, which luckily we haven't been seeing up here yet. I'd say it should definitely be on the top of most farmers' minds, especially in this area. Got a lot of really nice looking corn.
CHS Ag Services, providing solutions for your success. Imagine this. You gather a stadium full of farmers, step up to the podium, and tell them about your business. What would that be worth to you and your company? This is Don Wick from the Red River Farm Network. We fill that stadium every day with some of the most progressive-minded, forward-thinking farmers and ranchers around the world. Find out how the Red River Farm Network can carry your message to farmers and ranchers. We're the Red River Farm Network, and we're reporting agriculture's business.
Be listening for the Sugar Beet Report Thursdays at 12:50 on most of these Red River Farm Network stations. Each week, we'll talk with industry representatives, agronomists, and extension specialists and get the latest update on the sugar beet crop. The Sugar Beet Report Thursdays at 12:50 right here on the Red River Farm Network. Brought to you by Amity Technology, Beta Seed, Spinaid from Belgium, USA, Vive Crop Protection, and Gowan Company.
Checking quotes, September wheat Minneapolis up a nickel and a half to 5.92. September Chicago wheat's up 5 3/4 at 5.48. KC hard red winter wheat's up 7.5 cents, 5.33 1/4. September corn's at $4 even, down 3.5 cents. September soybeans at 10.06, down 4.5. November canola's down $7.30 per metric ton, 686.80 Canadian. August live cattle's down 80 cents to 224.42. August feeders down 90 cents, 326.70. August hogs up 2 cents, 107.37. You are listening to the Red River Farm Network.
Today on Hot Talk with the Ox. Besides the latest news from Trump, sports team names and such, hear Kendall Qualls for governor at 2:45. As an op-ed in Alpha News this week. Then hear a deeper dive into odds makers picks for the 2028 presidential election. At 4:06, hear the Westside Liquor Wine Line and fellow Ox listeners' wines of the week. See you for Hot Talk with the Ox Tuesday from 2 to 5 on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
What's the ox say?
Community is important, and you'll find it at Pioneer Point. Spacious apartments, thoughtfully designed for older adults, provide the best in senior living. Heated parking and elevator access makes life easy. Your neighbors at Pioneer Point hold a welcoming, family-like approach to living. Choosing from an array of special features and options, you'll find many ways to define your lifestyle at Pioneer Point. Call or schedule your tour online today at pioneercare.org.
Local farmers. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company in Fergus Falls currently has open slots and accepting animals. They take the hassle out of processing and butchering your livestock. From custom cuts to expert butchering, they handle it all with care and precision. Serving Fergus Falls of the Lakes area, they're proud to support local farmers like you. Call or visit Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company today to schedule your meat processing. Lake Cabin Meat and Deli Company, where quality meets tradition on Highway 210 East.
Summer weather can change quickly, and that's why you can count on News Talk 1250 KBRF and the Fergus Now app for up-to-date weather coverage. We love hearing from you and want to see your severe weather photos, whether it's hail, storm damage, threatening clouds, whatever it might be. To submit your summer severe weather photos, go to kbrfradio.com, then to Weather Spotter page located on the Weather tab. Summer severe weather coverage on News Talk 1250 KBRF.
Summer means road construction in Minnesota. If you're behind the wheel, work zone safety is part of your job too. Slow down in work zones. Remember, slower speeds save lives. Put away distractions and keep your eyes focused on the road. Move over when you can to give crews more room to work. When we all work together, everyone gets home safely. This message brought to you by the Minnesota Department of Transportation, the Minnesota Broadcasters Association, and this station.
Try that again. There we go. News Talk 1250 KBRF. Listen anytime, any place with the Fergus Now app on your phone. And Morning Talk is brought to you, as always, by our friends over at Pioneer Care and at the Fergus Monument Company. And we were talking earlier about the new chief of police coming in to kind of take over for the retiring Kyle Berggren.
Okay.
And it was a quick decision. We met the three candidates last Tuesday. There was a meet and greet. I must turn this off. There was a meet and greet last Tuesday at the Fergus Falls Public Library. And when I was talking to Mayor Hicks last week, it sounds like they put the offer out on either Wednesday or Thursday. So it was a very quick turnaround as they made the offer, and they gave him for the weekend. And then he accepted on Monday, and so they're able to announce it at the city council meeting last night, and we'll talk to Andrew Bremseth here at 10:35 as well, kind of getting an update on it. But the new chief of police is Justin Paul. Now, Justin Paul has a 27-year career in law enforcement, currently serves as a captain. Well, I suppose he's given that up. So he was the captain in Bettendorf, Iowa, which is over in the Quad Cities area over on eastern portion of Iowa.
Okay.
And he's got a a Bachelor of Arts degree in criminal justice with a minor in psychology from St. Ambrose University. He also holds 2 master's degrees from St. Ambrose University, a master's of business administration and a master's of criminal justice. So the guy's highly
educated, for sure. Yeah,
very good, highly qualified too. I asked him, hey, what made the Fergus Falls job appealing, especially coming from Iowa? He said it's kind of like a Goldilocks. He worked in a smaller town around 3,000, and he's also worked in Bettendorf, which is about that kind of 50 to 60,000 range. He said Fergus Falls was just the right size that he wants to raise his family
sounds
here.
like the Three Bears.
Yeah. Chief of Public Safety right now, like I said, Kyle Bergen, who announced earlier that he will retire this year, and so it's kind of nice bringing him in. Seems like a very nice guy. I had a chance, like I said, I met him last week, and I got to talk to all 3 finalists. And
now, does he begin soon?
I'll find out more when Andrew gets here next hour. So about an hour from now, make sure you tune in, and we'll have Andrew Bremseth recapping the City Council meeting, and we'll talk a little bit about that decision on how Justin kind of had, how he...
They had 3 great candidates, as I understand.
They did.
So.
They really did. But when I was talking to Mayor Hicks last week, he said it was unanimous that they wanted Justin.
Well,
so
that seems good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll find out more next hour. But again, Justin Paul, the new chief of police. Now, Kyle Bergen's the chief of public safety. Now, that title is actually being passed off to Ryan Muckow, the Fergus Falls fire chief.
Okay.
And that actually let them open it up to more candidates. Chief Muckow had all the qualifications to be the chief of public safety, and so it made it a little bit easier to look for a new chief of police if you didn't have to worry about some of the other qualifications involved. And so I've talked to Ryan about that too. He says, it's not a big deal. I'm trained for it, and he said it works great with the police department. So it'll be good. Looking
forward to that. And we have long talked about, can't they find a Republican candidate that can run for Minnesota governor? And it appears that you and I talked about Scott
Jensen.
Scott Jensen. He is running again.
Yep.
But so is Kendall Qualls.
Yes.
Now, I don't know if this was announced a long time ago, and I'm just now coming to the party. But anyway, so far, what I've read about this guy, I like.
Dan the Ox has had him on many times, and he'd talked about possibly running up. So I'd heard that he could be running for a couple months now, and he'll actually be on Ox's show later on today as well.
I did hear that this morning, and that's the reason I'm bringing this up. He says this: tired of hearing the Democrats tell us that the American dream is dead. He said, so am I. I'm living proof that the American dream is alive and well, and that Americans don't need liberal DEI, welfare, or big government handouts in order to succeed. He says, let me tell you a little bit about my story. I was raised in a broken home in poverty, worked full-time delivering pizzas to pay for college, served as an officer in the U.S. Army, and later earned my MBA from the University of Michigan. That wouldn't have been possible in Tim Walz's Minnesota. Tim Walz, he says, is a weak candidate whose image and reputation are tarnished after his failed campaign alongside Kamala Harris. Walz's far-left agenda has handed Minnesota a $10 billion in new taxes and a $5 billion deficit that invited crime to our neighborhoods and indoctrination to our classrooms. Now he is spending more time on a vanity tour across the country than being governor here at home, and that's not what leadership is. That is cowardice, he says. If we're going to fix the budget that Tim Walz broke, we need a proven leader with real-world business experience. If we're going to take back our streets and our classrooms, we need a candidate with conservative backbone and law and order credentials. I couldn't agree more. So maybe he's our guy, Kendall Qualls.
Yeah, like we mentioned, he'll be on the Ox show or Hot Talk with the Ox a little bit later on this afternoon, so stay tuned for that.
I heard him on another radio station as I was tuning around one day, and I just really liked what he had to say. And while I really like Dr. Scott Jensen, I just don't think you and I said it. I just don't think he's electable.
No.
I think he doesn't quite have the moxie that he needs.
He doesn't have the discipline.
Yeah, I don't know. and I don't want to use the term weak, but because I agree with everything that he says. And, you know, he told us the whole COVID deal. He said, boy, you guys are being handed a bag of tricks here. And he was absolutely 100% right on all of that stuff.
But he took an absolutely exposed candidate, Walz, last time, and just stuck his foot in his mouth over and over and over again, and it just couldn't finish it. I mean,
right.
Yeah, I mean,
and I don't know what do you think? Will it be more or less difficult for a Republican candidate to run against Tim Walz again?
I think Walz was at his weakest last election.
Yeah, but he made such a nincompoop of himself. I don't know. But you know, to Minnesotans in Minneapolis, St. Paul, Duluth, Brainerd,
but
still love him.
You have to look at it this way. They circled the wagons last time around, and granted, he did embarrass himself a little bit.
Oh boy!
As they running for vice president. However, he didn't damage his reputation enough among the Democrats. What he did before, during COVID and all that other stuff, he damaged small businesses, he damaged farms, he damaged enough Democrats that there was a good chance that he could be ousted. But Jensen wasn't strong enough to take advantage of that, and boom, they lost.
I think you just said it. I don't think he's strong enough. I don't think he's a strong enough candidate.
No.
I feel like what he's saying is sort of meh, kind of vanilla, kind of, I don't know. I love the guy, and I love what he stands for. I just don't think he is a strong enough candidate. And maybe I'm completely wrong. I don't know. That's how I kind of felt when he was running. And I just think that, I don't know. Maybe the name recognition from the first time around will be in his favor. I don't know. But at least I'm liking what this Kendall Qualls is saying so far. So we'll get to know him a little bit better. And you know what I think needs to happen? Just like in the 2024 presidential election, the Charlie Kirks of the world, I think of him specifically because he went after that young vote. And he went basically, I mean, he got hundreds of people to volunteer under him and go to college campuses and talk absolutely straightforward to students and tell them that they have been handed a bill of goods here. And, you know, what the future is going to look like for them if we keep doing all these handouts and keep paying for everything, what that's going to mean for them going down the road, and their college experience and what college is going to look like if we even can keep college going, if they're just going to give away college tuition. So I think that's what needs to happen. I think there needs to be boots on the ground on the Republican side of things and get to those college campuses. They need that young vote.
Yep.
They just need to go door knocking like crazy, much like Charlie Kirk did in the presidential election, because I think he and Joe Rogan, I think those two had a lot to do with the success for the Republicans in the last election. So, I don't know. We need a Minnesota Charlie Kirk. Charlie, where are you? He's got to be concerned about Minnesota, doesn't he? I heard there was an ad during the break about construction. And I got to tell you, if you can avoid Interstate 94, do it. It took me yesterday from this exit right here, exit 54, to the next exit.
Exit 50.
30 minutes yesterday.
Kind of makes you want to go around, take 88.
Now, okay. Oh, well, I can guarantee you I will not get on 94 again. And what makes me angry, you know, I can sit in road construction if there's a reason for it. But what had happened is they weren't allowing westbound traffic on I-94 to continue past the next exit. They were getting everybody off at that exit.
There was a crash and that shut down I-94.
Oh, okay. Okay, well then I can get my arms around that. But here's the deal. So then they were getting everybody off on exit 50 off-ramp.
Yep.
And then they, I think, getting them, I don't know if they were going around on 88 maybe to the next.
I saw all the emails after the fact. I was gone yesterday.
I'm not sure.
It was about 7 o'clock before I was reconnected.
But obviously we were on this side of whatever accident had happened. Yep. But the thing that was happening is everybody was creeping at maybe 4 or 5 miles an hour, and I don't know why. I mean, you didn't have to go that slow to get off the off-ramp. Granted, when there's a bunch of people trying to turn left at the top of that ramp, you're going to get backed up a little bit. But to go for one whole exit at stop and go, and sometimes we were stopped for some time. So I didn't really understand that. But anyway, I guess if there's an accident, that makes it a little bit more.
Yeah, there was an accident shut down westbound 94.
Okay, well, that explains that. But I thought, oh my goodness. And then the road, now I'm also, when I get to Pelican, there's a whole bunch of construction. So the detour has changed a couple of times already. Well, yesterday it changed, but they didn't move any signs. So we get to a place where it's just mud and and construction vehicles, so everybody had to turn around. And now I'm on my third different route getting through Pelican. I'm going to take a boat across Lake Lida and go in on County Road 3, I think. It's just gotten crazy. And I know...
Or just stay in Fergus.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah, well, I'm not going to do that. I'll drive and drive and drive in order to get to the lake. But, oh, my goodness. So, yeah, pack your patience if you're going westbound 94.
Yeah.
And maybe it was just yesterday's accident. I didn't realize there was an accident.
Yeah, there was an accident.
Because you couldn't see that anything was going on. It just looked like they were redirecting people off 94. And
well, I mean, if there's an accident between 50 and Rothsay, there's nothing you can do.
Well, and you're right. And I'm wondering if maybe they just kept them on 88 and took them all the way to the Rothsay exit of 94.
Yeah, I mean, they had to have, yeah.
Yeah, probably. Well, anyway, I'm glad I wasn't going any further on that road. That is for sure.
Let me just double check.
So anyway, yeah, I'm just saying pack your patience, which I have none of. So I've always said that I was not in line the day the patients were being handed out because I've got zero. And I wasn't even in a hurry yesterday, but what gets me is I can't see what's going on, and I think, well, why are they doing this? Why are they slowing us down? I feel like I need a reason. Had I known there was an accident, maybe I would have been more patient. I don't know.
Well, I mean, what time did you try to go? Because at 2:45, it was...
it was about 3:30.
Yeah, yep. It was between 3:30 and 4. It was shut down.
Okay, well, that was me.
Yep.
And all half hour of it took I got one exit down the road.
Yep, that's what happened.
Okay,
that accident.
All right. Well, then I will say sorry about that. But anyway, pack your patience. You just have to.
Yep.
I mean, this is road construction season. I just feel like they're saying, well, where is Mary going to drive today? Because if we could just put up a road closed sign, that would make her super happy.
Well, the other one that's always kind of fun is the Fur and Freiburg, where they're putting that roundabout, that kind of ebbs and flows when that's open and closed.
Thank heaven I don't go that route. But I have now found myself yet another route through Pelican Rapids, and I've only got one option left. So if they keep creeping further east on Highway 108, I'm just going to have to go a different route home. Because, yeah, I know every little nook and cranny of Pelican Rapids, I can tell you. All right. Hey, did you see that Billy Joel, he shared he has a public health update.
Yep.
He has a brain disorder diagnosis.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. He opened up about his health issues for the first time since he was diagnosed. He said, I feel great. He's 76 years old, and he said, my balance is terrible. It's like being on a boat. He was forced to cancel all 17 of his upcoming stadium tour dates in North America and the UK due to being diagnosed with normal pressure hydrocephalus, which is fluid on the brain. It causes cognitive and physical issues. They used to have a term for it.
Uptown Girl?
No. Anyway, I can't remember what they used to call it. And it sometimes happens in newborn babies.
Oh.
But anyway, he expressed optimism about his condition during the interview, sharing that while his condition isn't yet fixed, it is being worked on. He said, I feel good. They keep referring to what I have as a brain disorder, so it sounds a lot worse than how I'm feeling. So I guess that's good. And at least they know what it is, and they can hopefully
I saw him
take care of that.
I guess it'd be about a decade ago down at Target Center when Jen and I were still dating, and it was put on a pretty good show. I was entertained.
Yeah. I'm sure he puts on a great show.
Although my favorite quote with him is, for a song called The Piano Man, can somebody shut the guy with the harmonica up?
Oh, boy. And one more story before we wrap up here. You won't agree with this. There is a survey of dog owners, and about half of them said the best part of their vacation is coming home to their dog.
Well, the best part of the vacation is coming home. I'll agree with that.
Yeah, but not to the dog necessarily.
Not exactly the dog.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap a few minutes early. I got to get out and on to another meeting here. So anyway, that will do it on a Tuesday. So thank you for joining us. Our show today and every day is brought to us by Pioneer Care and by Fergus Falls Monument Company. Have a great Tuesday.